Wow, mikäs päivä tänään on?
Tänään on päivä 2 Tuska-festivaalia. Devin Townsendin haastattelu on tänään luvassa. Oli myös tarkoitus haastatella Enslavedia, mutta kaikki varmasti tietävät, mitä on tänään tapahtunut, eli nythän on lauantai. Tänään tuli niitä ilkeitä ja inhottavia uutisia tuolta Norjasta. Surun päivä, ja varmaan tästä johtuen Enslave perui haastattelun. Huomenna olisi tarkoitus haastatella myöskin KVELERTAKia, norjalaisia ihania poikia, mitä on nähty aikaisemminkin muun TV:llä, niin toivottavasti he eivät peru. Pääsis vähän kyselemään niinku heidän tunnelmiaan, totta kai nämä on niinku paskoja asioita. Toinen asia, mitä tänään on tapahtunut, mikä on tosi perseistä, Amy Winehouse on kuollut.
Pidetään
Amy Winehouse on kuollut. Joo. Tää et ole tiennyt sitä. Onks teillä jotain lempibändejä tänään? Mahdollisesti.
Devin Townsend.
Devin Townsend, aivan.
Sitä katsotaan.
Joo. Devin Townsend.
Niin.
Harmaa massa.
Hänhän oli täällä myöskin viime vuonna esiintymässä ja 2 päivänä. Mä missasin nämä molemmat keikat jostain kumman syystä, en tiedä. Mistä syystä?
Olit kännissä.
En mä juo alkoholia. Evä. Tuskapäivä 2 alkaa nyt. Maamati mau.
Maamati mau.
No niin, Tuska 2011 ja niitä lauantain pääesiintyjä Mr. Devin Townsend. How are you doing tonight?
I am quite well. Actually, this last night and the night before were the first times I've had REM sleep in about a month. So I feel like a new man, to be honest.
So, can you tell me the significance of Tuska to you personally?
I mean, it's just such a vote of confidence, you know? Like, what I've always wanted to do with the music is make it as epic as it can be, you know? And it's always relies on the finances that we have and personnel and all these things that we're working towards. But more than that, it's a vote of confidence from the organizers and from the public in Finland that allows us to sort of start to present it in a really sort of epic way, right? And I mean, it's hard for me to express how much it means to me, right? It's like I'm gonna cry, right? But you know, it's wonderful. On this show, we've tried to evolve it a bit from last year, but you know, we've got Annika here, and you know, the set. We've tried to mix it up a bit. There's a bunch of it that we did play last year, but honestly, we've been on tour since last year's show, so we've just tried to incorporate Annika and a bunch of new visuals, and I mean, I think it's going to be really awesome, right? But the future of what I hope to do with this project is, you know, definitely stages like this, but you know, the next time with a choir and then an orchestra and then, you know, Ziltoid and like the whole works, right? But what it means to me is just, oh man, what can I say? Thank you.
Definitely, it's been a busy year for you. 2 new albums, Haastattelussa and Deconstruction. Yeah. Now, since there was a lot of uproar, you know, hype about Deconstruction, gossip whatsoever, and everybody was saying that it's the most complex album that you have done. So, do you feel that now that the album is out, do you feel that people have understood what you were trying to convey?
I think some people, you know, it's supposed to be in context with the rest of the 4 records. Unto its own, it's a very stream of conscience sort of complicated statement, but a lot of the criticisms that the record has received are based on it being exactly what it needs to be, as far as I'm concerned. So it's been interesting, the perception that people have. Like, I remember when I said, hey, I'm going to make a heavy record, instantly people are like, oh, it's going to be like Strapping on Lad. I'm like, no. I've been saying for 5 years that I'm in a different place, and this is very much a testament to that. So Deconstruction acts as more of an exorcism for me in terms of, you know, my connection to heavy music, where my current frame of mind rests in terms of heavy music, and in a lot of ways it acts as a middle finger as well, where I'm like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, right? And now that Deconstruction's out, this next record that I'm going to work on is going to be very commercial. Okay. Yeah, and you know, will include Annika as well, and now, you know, I think I've made the statement that I felt I needed to make, and now sky's the limit in terms of which direction I choose to go, and I think it's time to make something a little simpler, right?
So you have so many different projects going on. Is the next album going to be like the Epic Cloud?
Yeah, Epic Cloud, and it's like it's a bunch of heavy sort of love songs, you know, and it's like Annika and I kind of do our heavy metal Sonny and Cher thing, right? And like, but it's one of many projects that I've got going. I've got, you know, over the past 3 months, I've been building a new Ziltoid, and it takes 3 people to operate. It's like big, and the eyes move, and it's like, you know, it's awesome, right? So I'm working on this Ziltoid TV program, which has a lot of very strange, you know, elements in terms of the music and in terms of illustrating his rants and interviewing other bands and play. It's like the Ziltoid thing is like, you know, I'm so stoked on it, right? So Ziltoid's kind of like the mascot from here on out. Everything I do has got something to do with Ziltoid, right? But Epic Cloud is going to be the next one because I wanted to make a statement after Deconstruction and Ghost that didn't have that sort of metaphor and that sort of, not depth because I think it has depth to it, but that sort of need to apply it to the concept or whatever that that Deconstruction had. Epic Cloud is what it is, man. It's like big choruses, romantic sort of love songs, heavy music, no screaming, male-female vocals, very beautiful heavy music as far as I'm concerned. And you know, it will, for the people who love Deconstruction, I'm sure it will piss them off, right? And so I kind of have this process that I'm discovering that it's every fan base that I establish with one record, we ostracize them with the next, right?
So there's no accumulating fan base for you in that case?
Well, either that or we're accumulating a bunch of separate fan bases, then hopefully at one point they all just merge, right? Like,
there's also some funny elements to Deconstruction. I mean, the whole talking about cheeseburgers and everything like that.
Sure.
And actually, it seems like the, you know, the LOL thing is quite prominent in everything you do now. Do you ever feel that sometimes the message might get lost in the laughter?
It does. The thing with Deconstruction is, as much as it has those sort of childish elements to it, like the farting and puking and, you know, all that sort of stuff, it's not supposed to be a funny record. It's not supposed to be a joke. The reason that those are included in it is in the scheme of the records, Deconstruction is supposed to represent taking apart your personality, you know, the character that was key and into Addicted, into Deconstruction. It was important for the character, in order to reach Ghost and ultimately Epic Cloud, in order for him to like recognize that that sort of quest for the meaning of life is useless. He needed to, you know, go into every element of his personality, and that includes childish things and basic things and stupid things. And the whole idea with the cheeseburger is, it's like, that's a metaphor that's supposed to represent, on the quest for this meaning of life, he spent so much time thinking that he's understanding and controlling the universe, that when he finally steps back to take a better look at what he's been analyzing, he realizes that it's something absurd, right? And if it had been anything serious, it would have lost its point. The point of Deconstruction is that quest is absurd. You know, to try and control the most uncontrollable aspects of our humanity and of our universe is futile. So like the cheeseburger is supposed to represent, like, oh my God, like all these things that I've been looking at, you know, like the water and the drugs and the sex and the religion and all these things. Standing back from it, what I've been analyzing is something that has no relevance to my life. You know, the character is a vegetarian, whatever. So that's how it leads into Ghost, in my opinion, is once that quest has been sort of viewed as futile or whatever, there's, you know, the need to simplify, right? But I guess the thing is, it's like, you know, there's always criticism, and one of the criticisms is that the concepts are, you know, this sort of pseudo-intellectual sort of pursuit, right? And my answer to that is, it's like, you don't need to understand these concepts or even participate in them to like or dislike the records. And my defense of it for myself is that that's just the way I think. I'm not trying to be a goof. I'm not trying to be an idiot. I mean, I'm a nerd. I've always thought this way. And for me, artistically, I love to, like, explore things like that. To me, it's like writing a movie in a certain way. And so, you know, I've always done that, and I will probably always continue to. So.
Now let's bounce back to Epic Cloud just briefly. I mean, you have a history of doing pretty interesting cover songs.
Yeah.
So let's take. I mean, there's Annika on the next album.
Yeah.
Now, what would be the classic duo? The classic male-female song that you would like to cover with Annika.
That's actually a very good question. Gosh, I would probably go to some Sonny and Cher thing to begin with. Either that or do some Phantom of the Opera. That would actually be pretty cool, because I've always been a big fan of like Andrew Lloyd Webber and those sort of theatrical 70s sort of things, right? That's a good way to look at it. I might actually have to consider it. And I'll be like, oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Thank you very much for the interview and have a good show.
Thanks again, man. That's great.
Thank you.
Mites tää Tuskan juomapolitiikka? Hei pojat!
Hei moi!
Menettekö te minua karkuun?
Mä en kuule mitään. Kerro uudestaan.
Onko sinusta kivaa, kun nykyään ei enää Tuskaan saa tuoda omia juomia?
Ei ollenkaan. Mutta tänne voi salakuljettaa yllättävän helposti, mutta älä kerro sitä kellekään.
Missä sinä salakuljetit sinun juomia?
En kerro, koska en salakuljeta.
No mut älä kerro miten sä salakuljetit, vaan ehkä jaat meille sellaiset kuumimmat vinkit, miten voi salakuljettaa juomia.
Taskussa.
Ai taskussa. Mulla tuli jotain ihan muuta mieleen.
Hyvä.
Mä ajattelin jotain Anuksen sisäisiä asioita.
Niin mäkin että se on kaivettu etukäteen tänne ja sitten tehty kartta ja sitten tullaan hakemaan se juoma, kun festivaalit alkaa. Kaivetaan kuoppaa, otetaan juoma kylmänä esiin. Mut kysytään lisää. Mitäs mieltä sä oot siitä, kun Tuskaahan ei nyt enää saa tuoda alkoholijuomia tänne, niin häiritseekö se jotenkin fiilistä?
Ei mun mielestä. Ainakaan omaa fiilistä.
Okei. Onko sun mielestä tarvetta salakuljettaa vai onko se ihan kiltisti tuolta baarin puolelta?
No, mikä siinä kun kerta ikää on, niin miksei tonne baariinkin voi mennä.
No sinänsä ihan perseestä, mutta toisaalta se tuo sen mahdollisuuden, että pystyy ravaa edes takaisin. Koska ennenhän, kun sai tuoda juomia, niin ei saanut lähteä ulos, kun kerran tuli sisään. Et sinänsä tää on ihan siistiä, että voi käydä ja lähteä, ja sit voi tuolla ulkopuolella juoda juomia.
Yes, we both hungover.
Yeah.
Are you hungover?
No, I'm not hungover at all.
Why not?
Because I went to bed early yesterday because I was hungover yesterday.
How do you feel today?
2 days and... Oh.
Let's see who shakes the
Yeah.
most. I'm pretty steady now.
Yes,
but
you are.
I've been drinking.
Yes. I should start drinking soon.
Repair.
Yeah. So you had a great show.
Yeah.
For our point of view. How did you feel yourself?
It was great from my point of view too. Every show in Finland has been amazing so far. This is the 4th one. And it just keeps getting better every time, I think. And also it was nice to see a lot of Norwegian flags out in the audience today. So yeah.
Giving support.
Yeah.
You had a show at Ilosaari Rock last weekend. How did that go?
That was awesome. We were really tired because we had to take like 3 planes there and 4 planes on the back. So it was kind of an exhausting trip, but when we got there, it was totally worth the trip. It was a really nice festival.
You were supporting Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
That's a great gig. How did you get that?
How we got it?
Yeah. Did they just call you and said hello?
Yeah,
Did you wanna...
I was sitting in my basement and Dave just called and hey Erlend, we have to do a show in Norway. And yeah, dude, I'm
there.
I wasn't like that. No, he got the CD from, or he told us he got the CD from a guy who's working on the Foo Fighters biography. He used to work in Kerrang and Mojo, I think. And yeah, Dave listened to it and he thought the album was great. And when they asked him, do you know any bands you want to open for you in Norway? And yeah, I only know about one, KVELERTAK, he said. Yeah. So that's how that happened.
I listened a lot to Foo Fighters when I was a kid and everything. Yeah, I was the first album. I was a really huge Foo Fighters fan. I have to admit, I kind of fallen off like the past 10 years, but I mean, it's amazing. It's like one of the biggest bands in the world, and
they're amazing live.
Yeah, they have the funniest videos ever. They're like having fun. When is your next video gonna come? Because there's only one that I have seen.
We have a new video for Blodtørst. I think it's gonna premiere in August or something. Yeah, it's like an animated video.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Okay. Like a funny one, or maybe something.
No,
weird?
it's really serious.
Serious.
Yeah. No, it's going to be an album. We're going to release a deluxe version of our CD with lots of bonus tracks and lots of videos, and that's one of the videos that's going to be there. Yeah.
But you've been doing a lot of, shows all over the world with this record that came out last year. So, writing new songs yet?
We haven't really had time to rehearse anything new because we've been pretty much touring. We haven't rehearsed for a year now. We're just touring. So, but we're gonna try and rehearse at least a couple of new songs for the European tour in November. So yeah, hopefully we get to premiere some new stuff then.
What was the thing about you got 1 million crowns from who and?
Yeah, it was just like some people from Statoil just showed up with the suitcase and, hey, Erlend, we have this.
Something for you.
We have something for you. It's a suitcase with 1 million crowns. What are you going to do about that? Okay, I guess we just have to spend it on going playing outside of Norway and try to make KVELERTAK big, I guess. So that's how that happened.
Nice. I think this interview is going to hell, so I'm gonna just stop right now and let's start drinking, okay?
Yeah, I have my orange Jägermeister.
Yeah, that's a weird combination, but
I learned it from a Jägermeister stand in Germany, so I think it's appropriate.
Everything is appropriate.
In Germany. Especially in Germany.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again. Oh.
Minä löysin hevosen. Mitä hevonen on mieltä siitä, että onko Kaisaniemi parempi vai Suvilahti? Mihinköhän reikään mä tän mikin tungen?
Kyllä tää nyt se on parempi paikka, koska tuolla on paljon rauhallisempaa ulkopuolella Kaisaniemessä.
Okei. No mitäs toi politiikka ton alkoholin kanssa, että miltä tuntuu, kun ne ei saa alkoholia tuoda sisälle?
No yleensäkin on kaikkia rajoituksia vastaan, että pidän sitä vähän rajoittavana kyllä.
Eli onko meidän hevonen anarkisti?
Hevonen on liberaali.
Ai hevonen on liberaali. Hyvä hevonen.
Hello, Johan.
Hey.
We meet again. We met a year ago in Ruisrock.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's Sunday and people have been here drinking and partying for 2 days. Do you think this is a nice slot to play, or do you still think you can get some energy to the crowd?
I hope that we can give the crowd some energy, but I know the crowd is always good here in Finland, so I don't have my doubts.
The last album, the latest, came out this year, Surtur Rising. How do you pronounce that?
Perfect.
Surtur. And Surtur is a fire giant who sets the world on fire.
Yeah.
So, where did you hear that tale, and why did you want to name the album?
It's from the Northern mythology. What we kind of wanted to do was, because he's one of those characters in the mythology that you don't really speak too much about, but he's a very intriguing character, and we wanted to make a song about him, and then we kind of liked the idea of him being on the cover, so then it became the cover song, like So that's kind of how it came together to be the theme of the cover and everything. The response from the press was overwhelming, really. It's really good response, which is really good because we knew that Twilight of the Thunder God was a very successful album and people really liked that, and it would be hard to follow up on that. But apparently we succeeded, and also having toured with the new material now for a few months and having played it live, and to see the response from the audience on the new stuff, it really is obvious that people really like the new album as well. So that's really cool to see that it came across so well.
I watched the new video also, Destroyer of the Universe. It was a live video. Yeah. Why? Because you have always such a cool videos with the Viking, you know.
That's actually the reason why, because we've done so many of those now. It just felt we wanted to scale it down a little bit and don't go overboard with production and stuff like that. Especially for that song as well, which is very quick and intense. That was kind of the main reason, but it's also a matter of, you know, budget. You know, you spend a lot of money on a video, and there's no real channels to show the video these days, except maybe over YouTube. And to spend all that money on a high-profile video, then it doesn't really make sense. It's just a big waste of money. So we just wanted to make a cool video, classic live thing, and just put it out there. So.
And it worked.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
I was watching YouTube videos and I saw this video. It was called "Johan nearly killed a poor guy at live show." Have you seen that?
Yeah. It's
what happened? That was like in 2008.
Fiercely exaggerated.
I know, but he just jumped at the stage and you didn't see him and you had headbanged him or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was headbanging and he came up on stage, so I didn't see him.
So does that? Where was that?
In Iceland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that happen often that, you know, fans just come to the stage?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It depends on how, you know, the club you play and what the stage looks like and everything. But this was a very, very small club, and the stage was, you know, maybe not even half a meter high. So yeah.
But what do you think about that? Because, you know, do you think that stage is a sacred place for the...
It depends on the situation. The problem is when people come up on stage, sometimes they will step on stuff and, you know, maybe even break stuff when they get up because they don't realize that there's, you know, stuff that we need lying around on the floor. And so it's kind of tricky that way. But on the other hand, you kind of want people to have fun, and if they enjoy themselves, you know, stage diving or whatever, that's fine, you know.
Okay, you're gonna play last show today. So AMORPH is playing right now, and they had bombs, and you said that you're gonna have some bombs also. What else?
There's gonna be some other stuff. Well, we have some tricks up our sleeve, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna put on a pretty good, cool show, I think.
Thank you so much and have a great show.
Thank you.
Noniin, päivä alkaa pikkuhiljaa laskeutuu illan puolelle ja Tuska-festivaalin viimeinen artisti AMON soittaa tällä hetkellä tuolla lavalla. Se on aika hyvä meininki, tulta ja tappuraa, niillä on pommeja, mikä on tosi hieno asia tällä, kun on 2 päivää ollut vähän juhlimassa, niin pikku sydänkohtaus meinas tulla tossa, kun nuo pommit räjähtelee, mutta meillä on ollut ainakin helvetin hauskaa. KVELERTAKilla oli aivan loistava keikka. Mitäs te ootte tykännyt?
Mä en pysty enää sanoa mitään, koska mua väsyttää niin vitusti. Mikä tässä Tuskassa on, että joka helvetin kerta kun tänne tulee, niin ei voi niinku about nukkua öisin ollenkaan. Pakko vaan vetää samoilla silmillä, samoilla meikeillä. Paidan kerkäsin käydä just vaihtamassa.
Lisää vaan puuteri naamaan, niin se on ihan ok. Miten Sonja, sun ekat metallifestivaalit?
Mulla ei ole mitään sanottavaa, mulla on pakki aivan tyhjä, mutta tää on ollut ihan mieletön viikonloppu, on ollut aivan sairaan hauskaa. Mä olen erittäin tyytyväinen, että mä tulin tänne. Tuossa kun mä tsiikasin tätä vikaa bändiä, niin mulla tuli semmonen fiilis, että tää on sitä, mitä mä tähän hetkeen todellakin tarvin.
Aivan.
Mä tuun ensi vuonna tänne aivan varmasti uusiksi ja Tuska toimii Suvilahdessa mun mielestä erittäin jees. Tää on tosi hyvä miljö tälle.
Joo. Pitäisikö meidän vaan niin lausua tähän loppuun, että helvetin hauskaa oli. Varmasti ensi vuonna tehdään täältä myös uudestaan juttua, että kiittää ja kumartaa ja over and out.
Kiitos.